What's up, guys? Welcome back for another Abbysal rolling guide and profit breakdown. My last video I broke down entropic radiation sinks, which have been a proven winner for me. I rolled 10 gravid entropic radiation sinks and 10 unstable radiation sinks, and as you can see, I did pretty well with them. They've consistently made me money, so trying to see if I can find other items to roll that are also profitable. So when you're trying to decide what to roll, you got to think like who's going to be buying these, what kind of ships are they going to be putting them on, and like what are the most desirable mods for those ships. So that's going to be your like high-end PvE ships, your Marauders, like Escalation running Tengus, Incursions, Abyssal Space, your high-sec mission runners. And then, like, your high-end PvPers are probably going to want, some fancier rolls to go on their fancy ships. So with that in mind, I decided to roll 10 Caldari Navy Ballistic Control Systems and 10 Republic Fleet Large Shield Extenders using unstable Mutsplasmids. And the other side of it is there an upgrade people can use that doesn't require an Abyssal roll. So as you can see with the Republic Fleet Large Shield Extenders, so if we show info and compare on these, you can see that there's only the Caldari Navy, Republic Fleet, and Thuckers. They all give you the same bonus to shield hit points, which is going to be the most desirable trait, and then they all have slightly different fitting requirements, and then the other big one would be the signature radius, because a smaller sig radius is going to be more desirable. It's less chance you're going to get hit, less damage you're going to take. But as you can see, there's no Dead Space versions or officer versions for people to upgrade to without an Abyssal roll. So in theory, this should be a good roll. Then if we show info and compare on the Caldari Navy Ballistic Control, we can see that there are actually officer versions, quite a few, and there's quite a few other faction mods that some of them are better and higher value than these. So I mean, it's a desirable mod, so I have hope, but I'm a little bit more unsure if this will be a good roll. But with missiles, you're trying to get the most damage per clip, like before you have to reload. So the damage multiplier is the most desirable trait to have for these. Then a real quick refresher on Mutsplasmids. They drop an Abyssal Dead Space, so Abbys Tracker is actually a really good website for all kinds of data. Ships and fits, loot tables, from the community. So it shows you like what ships are being run the most, fits for those ships, just pretty much everybody keeping track of their loot drops that they get. So I'm going to go over here to the loot table, and I'm going to scroll down and find our unstable ballistic control. It's right here. So there's less than a 1% chance of these dropping overall, and as you can see, there's a higher chance of them dropping in dark type Abyssal Dead Space. It's even then it's only a 4% chance, and it just goes down from there. And it also shows you just more information on it, what types of tier abyss they've been dropping in, what people have been running them in, the weather types they're mostly dropping from. So this kind of explains why they go up and down with the meta and kind of why they're so expensive, because there's such a small chance of them dropping. So if you use a Mutsplasmid, you can then select a item to modify. So it's going to give you either a random bonus or debuff on these different parameters of the item. So it's either going to increase or decrease your CPU usage, missile damage bonus, and rate of fire bonus. So what we want to happen is lots of green and to make real expensive modules. But to use it, you just hit use on the item, you go in here into the middle, and then you can just select your item. Then as you can see, if we were to get a really, really good roll here, you could pretty much get this above an officer mod if we're lucky. So I already have everything put into a spreadsheet. So my cost per roll on the unstable ballistic controls and the Caldari Navy ballistic controls are 203 mil per roll. So 10 rolls is going to cost me over 2 bill. Then with the unstable large shield extenders and the Republic Fleet large shield extenders, my cost per roll is about 165. I just used a G to split pretty much for these. So I'm going to try and see if this higher front-end investment is just still a gamble, or if this is actually going to be consistently profitable. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to hit use on this unstable ballistic control system Mutsplasmid, and then I'm going to go here and click in the middle and then select our Caldari Navy ballistic control units, and we can see that it can get our stats up pretty high. That's almost as good as the top officer mod if I was to get a full missile damage bonus roll. And then as long as this stays above 11%, that would be pretty dang close to an officer roll. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we get. So I'm going to roll this first one. Tanked on the missile damage and then up on the rate of fire. That's the less desirable trait for these, so I'm not too excited about that. Then we have a bad CPU roll and then kind of neutral, so that might be worth a little bit more than the faction roll. I'm probably not going to get my costs back on the Mutsplasmid. Then roll the next one. Big hit on the missile damage and then positive on rate of fire, so it's not looking too good. Go to the next one. A good CPU roll, decent missile damage roll, and then about as bricked as you can get on the rate of fire. Curious how that'll turn out. Good CPU roll, real bad missile damage roll, almost nullify each other. Go to the next one. Tanked the CPU, but pretty decent damage bonus. And didn't really hurt the rate of fire too bad. That might be worth something. And then that's just bricked. That's not a good roll at all. So that since these are Caldari Navy, they might still be worth something, but you're not going to recoup your cost on the Mutsplasmid. And it's not looking too good here with 3 left. So bad CPU, that's just straight up bricked. Not looking good at all. Oh. So we got a really nice missile damage bonus and then a little hit on the rate of fire. Might be worth something. We'll see. Really hoping this is a good one. And it's not. So I'm not feeling too great about these. They didn't turn out that well. So I'm starting to feel like this might be a gamble, but I'm going to go ahead and do the profit breakdown and see where these line up. So you can start a fleet with yourself or get some kind of a chat, and then you post the item in your chat, you copy it, and then we're going to go back to our website here, mutaplasmid.space. This is a very good resource, like I said before. And then you go here to the appraisal, and then we're just going to copy and paste that item in. And we're going to see here it's 126.5, which that's a lot of money, but that's a loss compared to what it costs to roll these. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that for all of these items. So as you can see, pretty much all of these were worth something, but I didn't really make profit on a single one. So I'm at a net loss of 1.1 bill, and I'm going to call that gambling. That did not turn out very well. But hopefully I can catch a break and get a little bit luckier here with these large shield extenders. So I'm going to go ahead and use the large shield extender. I'm going to select my Republic Fleet large shield extender, and we can see, looking at these stats, it can either make the power grid real bad or real good. It can give you a pretty nice bump in your shield hit points, and it can also make your signature radius really small if we were to get a good roll with the signature radius. So let's see if we can get lucky here. Good CPU, bad power grid, but a really nice hit points and sig radius roll. So that's promising. Go ahead and roll the next one. Pretty neutral in the CPU, neutral in the power grid, tanked on the hit points. That's probably bricked. Let's go on the next one. Bad CPU, bad power grid, decent shield hit points, but it blooms your sig radius. Might be positive. Bad CPU, bad power grid, another okay hit point roll. Then really blooms your radius again. Let's try another one. Really bad CPU, bad power grid, bad, bricked. Next. Got a bad CPU roll, bad power grid, and okay. A little bit better here with the hit points and sig radius. These are the two important ones. Let's go ahead and roll another. We have 3 left after this. Decent shield hit points, red on everything else. Okay, 2 more. Bad power grid, bad, a little bit of signature radius. That's probably another brick. Good CPU roll, bad power grid. Really nice shield hit points and sig radius, so that might be a winner. The power grid hurts a little bit, but I'll take it. And the last roll, really good power grid, really bad on everything else. So curious how that'll go. I don't think that's a good winner, but maybe somebody that's really strapped on power grid might want that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at how these did. So my first roll I think was actually my best roll, so I'm gonna save that one for last because I'm a little excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and price out the rest of these. But then we have 2 pretty good rolls here, so hopefully these save the day. So I'm gonna see if these make this all worth it. I'm gonna copy, appraise, paste. 921.8 mil. So that's a good roll. I'm happy with that. That one actually came out positive by quite a bit. And then I have another one here that is almost just as good. So let's see if this one's also worth a bill. Go up here to the appraisal. 980 mil, so it's another one about as close as that last one. So I did come out ahead on the unstable large shield extenders. My total cost for rolling them was 1.65 billion, and my potential profits if I got the appraised value for everything is around 2.4. So didn't quite make up for the unstable ballistic control systems, but that is still a profit and it's still positive. So I'm going to say the unstable ballistic control systems are a big fat gamble. Then even with these large shield extenders, I feel like I just got really lucky with these 2 1-bill rolls. So I just think the Mutsplasmids are too expensive on these for them to really be a viable thing to roll profitably. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Fly dangerous.